Okay, so this is my second attempt at doing the Curlformers. The first one was a complete fail. It looked good, the back ones looked really good, but it didn't dry all the way. I didn't use enough Curlformers. So I used the big ones, the extra wide 16-inch on the back of my hair. If you can see, the hot pink and the yellow are those ones. And then I used the extra long wide. They're not extra wide, they're a little thinner, so it's going to be more of a spiral curl. These are more barrel curls, so these are going to be more of a spiral curl, and that's the orange and the light pink here. I use those on top, which actually for me, I want to try it that way just because in the front of my hair, I have lost a lot of my curl pattern. So the back of my hair still has a very good curl pattern, the front is a lot lighter, so we're going to try it that way. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look and see how they came out. So I'm going to start in the back, just because that's probably the easiest. So you squeeze the little piece of the Curlformer, you squeeze it, and you pull it out, and you should have a curl. Now, this time, so far it's dry. That's a good thing. Last time, the reason why it didn't work is because they did not dry. So we'll go ahead and take some more out, and hopefully they all dried. So let's take some more out. Same thing, squeeze and pull. And we'll check. Hopefully it's dry. Feels pretty dry so far. So far, so good. All right. All right, I'm going to finish taking out the barrel curls and checking to make sure they're dry. And I will come right back. Okay, so I got all the barrel Curlformers out. And all I have left are these light pink and orange spiral curls, but so far they came out pretty good. Let me show you what the curl looks like on that. Just one so you can see. It's got a, see how it's like a large curl there? You can see that. It's like a very large curl. So that's what the barrel curls look like. They're a little bit bigger. So far they're all dry. Now when I put my Curlformers in, last time I just twisted them, like just around my finger. This time I did a 2-strand twist. Take it apart. And so that makes it easier to separate, but also it keeps it a little tighter on the roots so that you have more of a stretched look. And last time they did not come out as good. My hair did not dry all the way through. So this time I did it at night. I slept on them, which please, I will tell you, if you are planning to get a good night's sleep, Curlformers are not what you want to use. It's very difficult to sleep on. They're big, they're very hard to sleep on. They don't really give like certain soft curlers. So you will have a difficult night's sleep. But if you're willing to put up with the sleep deprivation, it's definitely worth it. Because it makes it a little bit easier, less time under the dryer. Now I used one of those bonnets attached to my blow dryer, and I sat under that for an hour and a half this morning after I had the full night's sleep, which was about 6-7 hours that it air dried during the night. And I just put a scarf on it, but not a silk scarf. I actually put a scarf with a lot of holes. It was like a lace scarf, so that it was able to get a lot of air in there to help it air dry a little faster. You may not need to do this if my hair is extremely dense and very thick. So it does take a very long time to dry. If your hair does not dry, that does not take that long, then you may not need to do as much, and you might just be able to sit under the dryer. But I did both, because last time when I just did the overnight, it was mostly damp in the morning and it didn't keep the curl. All right, so let me go ahead and take out, you know what, I'm going to take out one from the front just so you guys can see what the spiral curls look like. So again, you squeeze and pull, and now you can see the spiral curl is a much tighter curl than the barrel curl. See the barrel curls here, and here's the spiral curl right here. It's tighter. But at the same time, it is a wide, so it's a spiral, so it's not too tight. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the rest of these out, and then we'll get right back. Okay, so I took all the spiral curls and the barrel curls out of this side of my head. As you can see, it's very soft, very soft. I did use the Blue Magic coconut oil conditioner, but just a tiny bit this time. Last time I used a little more. And then I also used my Dollar Tree mousse foam, and I put that on just to help hold the curl and set it. So I moisturize and something to help set the curl. You can use whatever moisturizer or setter you like. Okay, so you can use whatever setting agent. If you're going to use gel, use very little, because gel can tend to get very gooky, and you don't want it to get stuck inside the Curlformers. You want to keep them fresh. So okay, so my hair is all dry, which I'm so thankful for, because it's keeping the curl, so that's very good. Just a side note, when you get your Curlformers, you're going to get two colors in the package. One goes one wet direction, makes it curl one direction, and the other makes it curl going the other direction. So it's very important that you know this, because that will determine how your hair is going to turn out when you do the Curlformers. So if you put in all orange on one side, it's going to all go in one direction. You will have curls that you'll be able to sculpt and clump together. If you want your curls to be going in their own direction and kind of doing their own thing, kind of a little more natural, you can stagger them. So if you do the pink and the orange and kind of mix it up, that way you have more of a natural. And that's what I was kind of going for. I didn't want to do a very sculpted look where it was all going in one direction. I wanted it to be very natural looking, like a more natural curl pattern. So I will continue taking these out, and I will get right back. Okay, I took them all out. I love the way the curls feel. They're very soft. They're very moisturized, which is good. My hair soaks up moisture like you would not believe. So I like the way it looks. Now what I have to do is I have to start going through and separate the hair. So what I'm going to do, first things first, I'm going to just pull a little bit back and use just a little ponytail holder, very loose, because I don't want to separate I don't want to damage the curls or do anything to them. And I'm just going to start separating the hair. I only 2-strand twisted it at the very roots, so there's not much to undo there, which is nice. Only the very roots. So it automatically separates each piece into two. So just undo these. And just undo it a little and just pull right through. And that separates it. Alright, and now I'm going to go through and do all the rest of them. Go through and do all the rest of them. Okay, I separated all of the twists, and it is ready to go. If you look, let's see right here. There's you can see very distinctly where each twist is, and the roots down at the scalp. It's not exactly as defined. Well, you don't want it super defined. You want it to look more natural. So what I like to do, what I've seen it, is fluff it out. It also adds a little volume just at the roots. It helps get your roots together. Adds a little bit of volume, because as you can see, there's not much volume left in my hair. So you just fluff it, and keep doing that until your hair looks a little bit more natural. Before I finish that, actually, I do want to show you something here, right here. This is a good example of why it's so important when you're doing your Curlformers to make sure that you have your hair very, very detangled. So before you even put the Curlformer on, do one more stroke with the detangler. I did that for most of them, but a couple of them I got a little lazy, and look what happens. Makes it a little frizzy. See how it's a little frizzy there? It still has the curl, but it's frizzy because it wasn't completely detangled. So if you completely detangle it, you get a better curl, like these. Okay, so just a note, learn from my failure. All right, let me go ahead and continue fluffing it, and we'll get right back. All right, I did all the roots, I continue to separate some large ones as I see them, which adds to the volume. When you first take your curl formers out, they will not usually have the same amount of volume that you're used to in your hair. Still, this isn't my full volume. I have volume, but I do like it a lot. I also liked using the barrel curls at the bottom. It makes it a little bit looser. And the tighter ones up top, the spiral curls, it makes my hair look like it's layered, and it's not layered. So I really like this, the way that it came out. It looks very natural. If you don't have as much volume as you would like, continue separating your curls. And the more you separate them, the more volume you will get. And this should hopefully keep for a couple of days. Anyway, I really like it. I'm probably going to do a little something with this curl over here that wants to do its own thing. I'll probably pin it down a little bit. Actually, I'll do that right now. Just a little bobby pin, get that taken care of. Because I don't like unruly. Well, you know, at least with my hair. There we go. It's a little bit better. Just pin it down. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, so second attempt with Curlformers. This attempt I fully dried the hair, and that made all the difference. I also used a little less moisturizer. I tend to over moisturize my hair. It's kind of a problem. I'm a product junkie. But this time with considerably less moisturizer than I did before, and I like it a lot. Did learn a valuable lesson about detangling all the way, just to make sure that all my curls look proper. But other than that, I really, really, really like it. Let me know what you want. If you guys use Curlformers, please be sure and post.